Okay, find out how to turn this damn thing on. And here we go. Okay. Okay, so I want to mess with these cards. And let's take out the import-export. That was probably too ambitious. And let me work on a set of cards that is not just import-export. And see the different variations. I probably have already done this before, but I don't remember, and it's good practice to go through it again anyway. So let's look at the original export cards. Don't know how far down they are. Something like that. That is Agave cards. Reposado. There are export cards. That looks like an earlier iteration. Let me take a look. Yeah, this one doesn't have the water. Water is important, so I don't have to go that far back, I guess, since I'm kind of starting all over. I have to think about a lot and how to make them work. So let's just start with the basics. Start with that one. Let's make some of these. This will be our base. Our bonuses are different, so I'm going to go ahead and take off all these bonuses. And we'll take off this bonus and that bonus and that bonus. Okay. Then let's go ahead and take this part off. And then we'll make this export. These will be the starting cards. Export. And let's just work on beginnings. Port. Oops. Port. Alright. This is an export card. I'll go ahead and delete that for now. We'll take off this house part. We'll just write export on there just to write it as a placeholder for whatever else we're going to write there. And let's think about 3 iterations of a thing. So this is it. Oh, we need the check mark thing. Let's get a version of cards that has a check mark. No, it doesn't have check marks. Go down here. We'll get this one. This one has the check mark on it, so we got to take that check mark. Ungroup. Get the check mark. Get rid of this. We're just going to do the check mark on the outside like that. We probably don't need to do it like that, but we're going to. So, oops. Get this, go like that, go like that. Okay, so we have, these are all going to be the same there. This one is going to be like that and like that. Cool. Actually, instead, we'll go ahead and start it like that to make it more uniform. So like that. And this will be green, and this will be red. Okay. Then we'll do another set. This other set is going to be orange, and it's going to do the same thing. This set will be red, and it'll do the same thing. Okay. Now I got to think about the iterations in switching this middle. Basically the same thing. We'll go here and we'll change this middle one to autoclave. Then we'll do another set that changes from autoclave to brick oven. Okay. There should be 3 there and then another 3. Cool. And then we'll go here and here. And then we're going to change this orange one to autoclave. And then we'll change this set to brick oven. Okay, and then we'll take this set and then we'll change this one. Oops, let's go ahead and make another set to autoclave, and this set to brick oven. Okay, so now the question is, is this all the iterations? This is 3, 6, 9 times 3, 27. Okay, so let's see if I've made all the iterations by just thinking about it. I think I have. Mathematically, obviously, there's a way to do this. But let's say if I wanted to do this version, is there one that looks like that? Yes, there is. And there's a version that looks like that, like that. Is there a version that looks like that? Yes, there is. I think I got all the versions. Okay. I could be wrong, but this is what I'm thinking. So now that I've got all these sets, these are the exports. These are the starting cards that we'll have at the very beginning of the game. Some of them are much harder to do than the others. Any of the ones that are brick oven are much more difficult, but we'll see. Okay, so let me save this. Oops, not save as copy. Save as. And let's do it. Okay, we're going to delete those. Delete that. It's going to suck having to save it to JPEG every freaking time, but that's the way it goes. Let's create a folder for these sons of bitches. SOBs. Let's call this card 0001. Let's call it SOB. Son bitch 0001. Okay. Delete this one. Delete these. Save as. JPEG. Change that to 2. Change this one to 3. Change this one to 4. Change this one to 5. Change it to 6. Seven. Then a God damn it. God darn it. I heard a recording of Bugs Bunny recently. Like, it was a pretty modern recording of Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny, and it's weird hearing them with a different voice than the voice that I grew up with. At least I had to assume it's a different voice. It could be the same voice, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like a whole new. Not that, like, as I was growing up, I saw older ones, obviously. So the question is, why wasn't it a big deal when I was younger to have a different voice? But now it's very, like, I don't think I could be into a cartoon and the voice change in the middle of the cartoon, like, or let's say in another season, the voice change. I think as an older person, the voice changing kind of bothers me. Well, it's an abrupt change, and I don't know if as a kid I just liked, Bugs Bunny, didn't matter. I definitely didn't take into account that the voice was going to change, or I didn't really say, okay, well, I don't mind because I like the character. It was nothing conscious like that. It was just an acceptance of, well, I have no control maybe, and I'll just accept what they give me. Maybe that's it, or maybe since I had the visual component, as long as it looked like Bugs Bunny, it was fine. I don't know. All I know is it was disturbing to listen to it, and I paid a lot more attention to everything Bugs Bunny was saying and everything Elmer Fudd was saying. Not like the words, but the cadence, the style of the tone, everything. I was just like way more attentive. And it's not that I'm very attentive when I listen to podcasts, but I would be, like, if I heard it change, like the other day I was listening to Today Explained, and I forgot the main guy's name, but I don't know if he had a cold or if he had been drinking, but his voice was slow. I mean, maybe he had a sore in his throat. I don't know, but he spoke slower, like if he was sick or like he had no energy or no sleep. I don't know what it was, but I definitely noticed it. And without the visual component to make me feel at ease about the state of the podcaster, I started assuming that he was drunk, or he had a couple of drinks, or that he had COVID or something. I don't know. Very strange. Very strange indeed. I wonder. Okay, so let's assume that I'm at a party and I see this Bugs Bunny character, but the Bugs Bunny character looks exactly the same as the Bugs Bunny character always did. We're not talking like the old, softer, more round Bugs Bunny. We're talking about like the Bugs Bunny I grew up with. If that Bugs Bunny spoke differently, I might be more accepting. So like when people in sitcoms, it's a common trope for a pet to die. They have a kid. They don't want to tell the kid about death, so they talk about replacing the pet with a doppelganger, or so a pet, animal that looks just like the last one, and the kid recognizes that it's different. And sometimes the kid doesn't care. Sometimes the kid knows about death already, and so like the parents are dumbfounded. But let's say in not on a sitcom, in actuality, is it is it easier to accept something visually, especially if there's let's say there's a conflict. Let me put these here. This here. I'm gonna go ahead and save this as a different version so that I don't screw things up. We'll call this Lazy Friday. Lazy Friday. And then we'll delete this one, any of these green. Oh, I assume these are all going to be green. This is so weird. Let's just delete that deck. Okay, so we're going to do a whole new deck. Why in the fudge? Okay, custom. It's weird when there's these little conflicts with this program, so we're going to go 1. The backside, we're going to look for those other cards. We'll only have to do it once. Hopefully we can find it. It's under downloads. I should just say contracts or something like that. Import, export contracts. We'll end up changing that to just saying export. Okay, there's one. We'll probably have to play with these to do the bonuses. Three. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is 3. This is going to be 4. This is 5. I'm counting out loud because I don't want to forget. Never forget. 6. 7. 8. 9. some energy drink stuff. I've been drinking Bang from my energy drink. I mean, it's cool. It doesn't have any. It's 10. It doesn't have any sugar. It's 0 calories. That was my second Bang today because I haven't had much sleep. My significant other was off from school, so I wanted to spend a lot of time. So I guess I've been neglecting some. Well, also, I'm a night person, so I'll stay up as long as I can. But also, I've been wanting to stay up just to hang out, and since we live on opposite sides of the world, oh, excuse me. It's one of the sacrifices that I make is not sleeping. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let me see. That one looks strangely like that one. Okay, so that one goes bam, bam, bam. That one goes bam, 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 bam. Okay, so this one, that was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This one's 15. This one's 16. $17, 18, 'Is that one different than that one? And that one are different. So this is this side, and then this is this side, and then that one. Okay, so that was 18, I believe. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This would be 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That should be it. 19. 20. Oh, we got a 27. This is 21, 22, 23, 'Wrong one. Gotta copy this one first. Okay, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. That should be it. 24. 25, 26, 27. And then let's say if this one, let's say these are available now. Okay. These are going to be a little bit easier to do than what I had before. And let's get rid of this card because it's not part of that set anymore. Let's save it. And let's look at what we got. Let's see. Okay, so the game starts where we have these these four. This one's not available to us. This is the gray one. This is that one. And let's think about this. Okay, so here's the section. We're going to use green to activate the section. And we'll just, instead of making it all confusing and crap, we'll use green to activate the section so the activation of the section doesn't need to be okay. So activating a section, this section, you can harvest as it is. I kind of like the way it works, so let's not change the way it works. Maybe. I don't know. Let's think about it. So let's set it up. This is 4, which is, remember, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 4. This next one is going to be, oops, I hate that roll. 5, which is here. Shitty roll. 2, which is here. By shitty roll, I mean, it's not the number I'm worried about. It's the height. Okay, let me get one of these tokens. And I'll put it in here, which is good. All right. Let's look at this. Okay. So the easiest one out of these, well, let's say it will be impossible to take this all the way to the last thing. So you give your opponent the chance to finish this by doing just the last part. So we've got to make the top part, got to make the last part cost 2. So let's say this top part, let's say best case scenario, it cost 4. It costs 6 to get this done. And let's say it's impossible on the first try to get it done with 6. Because these are the first 4. And then if you get this one, that's 5. And this one can't even be used in that first round because there's not, so this is 5. And let's also say that in the first round, the tokens that the bonuses that you get, you can't use in that round, or in general, you can't use the bonuses you get in the same round that you get them. You can use the card. But in the very first round, there's only a set of 4 cards. Or let's say in the first round, what we give you as the first player, you get that. Okay, so let's say that's the first player's thing. That's what he makes decisions with. he could go up to 4. So ideally, he can harvest 1, which would be, it costs 2 of these to harvest. And then it would go into the next section, and the next section, it could cost 2 to make it go into the diffuser, which is the fast one. But the problem is the next part costs another 2, and you don't have enough. Even if you, well, let's say the one way you could do it is by getting that big one. Let's see if it's possible. You get this one, you need 6 total. I don't think it's possible. No, it's not possible, because best case you would go, this one gives you a sad face. There's 1, there's 2. Let's see, there's no way to get a 5. Oh, maybe there is. There's there 1, 2, 3, 4. Because of this one, there's no way to get a 5. You can put that one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need. Wait, this is a 6. Yeah, there's no way to do it. So the best thing you can do is 4. If you want to get it all the way down to, it needs to be rinsed and get the sugars out. So the move is, so far as a first player, make an agave. You can automatically fail 1. I was thinking about this morning and I forgot what it was. So let's say you get one of these. You make it, which means you can't fail the first part, so you make it. And let's say you fail the second part. I don't know what happens in the failure of the second part. Something has to happen in the failure of the second part. Let me see. Oops. I got to do something real quick. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to fail. If they fail, so this and then that's a failure. So the next question is, if it gets thrown away, this player loses stuff or gets sad faces. If the other player gets it, this player doesn't get the bonuses. Right now, this one and this one could be transferred over to that one. How mean is that? Let me think. So let's say it cost 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they make it and they fail. Okay. The the other player for an action. Well, would it be an action to automatically transfer it? Or would it be if it's at the beginning of a round? Is it weird to have a failure round? Okay, so this one would be going to the trash. Okay, so the next person would go. Okay, so on a failure, as an action, you can switch plans. At the beginning of your round, let's say it fails, so let's put a die over here. We'll count. Well, it fails, and we'll put this at 1 because that's the round that it failed in. It can go round 2. At round 3, we remove it and people suffer the sad faces. So at 1, it is mine for an action. Any action, we can transfer it to here. So let's say I take an action. This one gets dumped over here. This one goes back into the queue. This one comes out. And this is the current one. Chips that we're taking off of here don't count for the person. So let me make a realistic thing that happened here. So this is what the first player did. Boom. And they did some other shit. Second player, blue player, goes and makes it fail on purpose, which brings it to the trash heap, or to failed contracts. And then they do another action to transfer these over there. When they transfer, he's considered to have saved the day. These all turn to his. Or okay. So let's say these come with automatic happy faces or sad faces. So by doing one of these, you get 2 happy faces. Well, no, that might be too much. Because let's just say this person gets transferred over here. If you flip it over, okay, so this one here, then this one here as a fail. Okay, so they failed the contract on purpose. So they don't get a happy face for there, and they switch contracts. When they switch contracts, this guy gets 2 happy faces. Let me try this. And this gets switched over. And now this person, let's say they did all of these, would get 2, 4, 6 happy faces, where this only got 2. I don't know if that's fair. Because what would be the difference if this one got to stay here and it switches over? The only difference is it needs to be a reason. So let me think this through. So you want to steal a contract. The reason why you want to steal a contract is you want to take you want to not take responsibility, take credit. You want to take credit for it. So there needs to be maybe another type of token that allows you to take partial credit. And then this one would get full credit for this. So he gets 2. And when this one goes, so let's say that's the partial credit one, it would normally, let's say if he did this one, if he would have finished this one, he would get 2, 4, and he would get 2. So 4 and 2. But if he did this one, that would be 5, because 2, 4 plus partial credit for 1, and this guy gets partial credit. Ah, okay. So what if it gets stacked? It just gets stacked. So everyone who's stacked will get credit, will get a happy face. So that makes it, the only way to get them stacked is by stealing them. So let me go through that scenario. So what if, let me get another one that looks sort of like those. This can only happen once in a while. It's very abstract. Okay, that one. That's a good one. I'm just going through the motions. Okay, so player yellow goes, oops, we got a problem. I think I lost connection or something acted funky. We'll give it a second. It's making noises. It's not moving. Okay, so let me force that son of a bitch. Let's see. Cancel. Okay, so something totally screwed up. Let's go ahead and I wonder what happened. I could always say that you can't steal, but I don't know if that's any fun. I don't know how much of an advanced play that is either. Let's see where it auto-saved. Okay, we need to find that one that sort of looked like that one. And just run through the motions, this one. Okay, so here's the card. Yellow player goes. Yellow player goes again. And then blue player goes and does that. Okay, for one cube, they transfer these, then it would get a 1. It failed, and it's on a 1. And then they get, boom. They would normally get, this player would get 2, maybe, let's call it money for now, $2, and this player would get $1. But they failed it on purpose. Then they'll bring it over here. That allows them to take credit for that. And they basically sabotaged it and did this contract instead. So now red player gets 4 and yellow player gets 2, where before yellow player only got 4 and yellow and blue player would have gotten 2. So the strongest move normally would be bam, I'll just do that and I'll let it go and I won't overwork myself. And maybe I'll start another one. That's not bad. And then player 2 could finish it as a strong move, or player 1 can attempt to get close to finishing it. Interesting. Okay, I kind of like it. So that's what we're going to look at. So if it was a 3-player game, player 1 could go like that. Player 2 could go like that. Player 3, let's just say there's another color. We'll put it the other side. Player 3 goes, we'll fail it. Okay, and then they play the thing. Then they get their 1 here. And then this one would have 2 on it. And then this one would have 2 on it. And what that means is 4, 1, and 1. If they were dollars. And let's call them dollars or hours or something. I don't know. We'll figure out what it's supposed to be at some point. I think I like it. So that would work. So that's how you steal. This has to change. It's going to start off with green in the first round. We'll figure that part out. Okay, so I like this still. I like the way agave growing goes. This part might change someday. This part has to change. We're going to make the sections definitely divided. So let me sort of work on that. Let's go ahead and open the purple one. And we're going to change it up. It's way back there. That's probably the latest iteration. So, yeah. We'll kind of dick with this thing. We're going to add another thing. We'll make this bigger for one. We'll add another section for the water. We'll just copy this, drag this over. We'll put this water stuff above it. Okay, from here, yeah, I can get any of the three waters. We'll just put the water symbol. We'll take this off. I'll put the water symbol here. Actually, we'll put the water symbol here, because it's got to get that cube. And we'll get this action marker. And we'll just put it above it. Okay, so to go to this next section, it takes an action. We'll take these bonuses off. We'll figure the bonus stuff out later. That's what it looks like. Unlock, 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 unlock. Move that over there. Unlock, move that over. Let's do this thing. We'll take off these bonuses because they're not there anymore. They're not. They might need to come back. Oh. We'll put these bonuses back. And these go back in the bag. And let's just kind of look at this. Here's the new version. Okay, so each section takes one color, one of that color. You start with the 5s. First player is going to start with the 4. Let me go ahead and maybe redo these. I don't know. Let me take a look. Do I want to redo them right now? Probably not, but I'm probably going to. I definitely should make a first player card. Curd. Let's see if I can find one of my bonus cards. It's probably a way back. Don't know how far. None of that are part of these new cards, so those aren't part of the new cards, I don't think. Yeah, that kind of looks like them. Okay, so let's kind of think about the way these work. So I got any 5s? Yeah, here's the 5. Maybe I have the token somewhere. Some of these are pretty crazy changes. Pretty crazy. I think the problem was that I didn't save the the 4 and the 5s, or is that in that other pimpin' monstrosity? Maybe it's this thing. Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So let's look at the 5s. Where are the 5s? Do I have 5s here? I see 6s. Alright, these are kind of like the 5s, but they're 6s. Let's see if I can come up with a better way to do these. Okay, so let's call, oops. Let's look at this purple one. So what if I did a light purple and did that in a darker purple, so you know it's a 6. We need to change that to a 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to make that a 5, and then this one goes on the back of it. Let me go ahead and make a 5. Put this a little bit darker. That's a 5 one. Maybe just do it like that. Okay, so you know that it's got 5. Let's make this bigger. You know that it's got 5 empty spaces. Here's the back side. Which is the action side. And then let's make the green ones. The green ones. Like that, and then we'll go a little bit darker. Basically move this away. We'll copy this, move this out, move that in. That big off. There's the green one. Let's make the red one and the blue one. I can move this over. I just have to note that this red is on this side and the blue is on this side. We can make this one the red one. This will be the red one. That's what red looks like. And then we'll do that again for the blue. And then I'll try to figure out the gray one. Blue will go. Yeah, that's fine. It's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Okay. And then we'll do a gray one. The gray one has a universal thing, so here is going to be, oops, that's the right thing. There is purple. There is green. And then this thing is solid color gray. And then these need to be gray. And this thing needs to be gray. So the interesting thing is that I've been making this universal action token all colors when I should just do gray to be consistent with the language of the game. I'm an idiot. Let's see what it looks like. Let's go ahead and just get rid of those. Go there. We'll go gray. Go there. No. The problem is I've got that line through it, so I need a solid one. Do I got any solid ones? Oh, I had one on the other page. So Untitled 23 is where we're at. We'll go here. We'll go Untitled 23. Then we'll bust that sucker right in there. Let's see what it looks like with a gray background. Maybe that language is good. We can always switch it later. So we'll stay right there. So this is the work week. These are the ones we start with. They're like that. Oh, I need to make a 6 that looks like that. So one of these 6s, I need the gray 6, which is this one. That's not a 6, that's a 5. That's a 5. Let's do that real quick. That goes to there. This remove. This comes down. Pick another one. Get rid of the A. I think that works. Cool. So let's work on the game. That's the initial set. go ahead and make these tiles. Let's go ahead and turn these 5s into outlines. Let's do the 6s first. So we'll do that one. Do this 5. The reason why I'm giving them color is because I think I could be more specific in my iconography later on when I start making these bonuses. I can say this only goes on a green, and instead of looking at some little bitty icon, now you can see that it's a green 3 space or green 2 space or whatever. I can be way more specific. I like that idea. I would though, since it's my idea. It's a joke. Back to talking about Big Bugs Bunny. Just kidding. See what were they talking about anyway on that show? I mean, on that podcast, and then they brought up Bugs Bunny. I don't even remember. That's how sleepy of a person I am, is I can't remember what the whole point was. Oh, they were talking about jackalopes. Okay, so they were trying to say that Bugs Bunny represents a trickster, like Loki, or a trickster god, which is similar to what in the American West the jackalope represents. The jackalope is supposed to be a trickster. I guess I've never made the correlation between a jackalope and Bugs Bunny. Let's see. Me and I always joke around with Brian, because to me, like, the idea, like jackalopes, it's this weird thing we know that's from the West, and like we don't, like, it just seems stupid, Jackalope seems stupid. So me and Brian would always joke about jackalopes. We talk about buying each other jackalopes, just, crazy stuff. But Yankees in this podcast, we're talking about Yankees that would come into, saloons or stores or whatever here in the West and act like they knew so much. And so this was a way to like play a prank on, Yankees who thought they were so smart. They thought they knew everything. It was like, well, here's something you might not know about. It's a jackalope, and of course the locals would all think, this dummies believe in this stupid thing, this taxidermy thing that we made. It's kind of funny when you think about it. And the jackalope itself, oh my, I shouldn't have done it that color. Oops. It's alright. I just have a lot of that color. So we did blue. We've done green. Let's do purple. And they can actually narrow down the origins of jackalopes by these two brothers who basically did taxidermy by mail. That's, for me, that's interesting as hell to imagine. Make this one the red one. Like back in the day, you could become a taxidermist by doing some classes through correspondence. Can you imagine? Okay, let's do a gray one here. Got to remember, don't update this one. Do not update this one, Mo. Update like that, but not like update like that next page. Let's make sure we don't update it. So we go update there. Go import and then cancel. Cool. We didn't update. All right, and then we'll do another one. Actually, we don't need. We need one of these sixes. These sixes will be the gray sixes. We'll do that. And then we'll do this. Let's take a look. Update the gray sixes. And check it out. We have ourselves the initial colors. So that's really cool. So I want a green action, so I'll do this action here. Let's say if I got another one, I can flip it over and get a green cube, and then the red one can't go there. This is where I start getting fours and stuff. I guess I should make fours. Damn it. I am pretty tired. It's about to be 11. Been doing this for an hour and 12 minutes. We can stop there probably. If I get a second wind, we'll come back. I like where this is going. I'll save it. I like the colors. I've got to do the 4 sets in colors, and then I've got to play with this first round. I like the first round in the stealing cards thing. It might be kind of cool. It might be totally convoluted. We'll see. I wonder if you could fail your own. Let me look at that real quick. Okay, so let's say let's move these. I basically changed my mind. So I make this one. I go boom in one turn. Then I go boom in another turn. Then in this last turn, I do that. Okay, then this is a failure. Okay, then it gets one of these. It says it's failing. Okay, so then I pay the 1 to transfer this stuff over. That one's correct, but switches over, which means it gets 2. So they all get 2. Yeah, so that would be a way to, let's say, when one fails, you bring all the discs from another one. So if there's been one that has constantly been changed, every disc that's on there gets a point. It might be a way to rape train it. So let's say it keeps getting migrated between 2. See, somebody puts another one, it fails, and then they migrate it over to a different card. Well, let's just say on these cards, okay, so the rule would be is that once a card has more than, let's say if it has in any one of its slots more than 2 tokens, or maybe we'll just say that, okay, so like if it gets, if it gets changed to a different card somehow, if it gets moved or it gets changed or whatever, we'll just say it gets a token, or it just can only be done once. So we'll have a way to designate that it's gone through a save or failure, so no one can voluntarily fail that card or voluntarily switch that card. Or would it be easier just to say, let's say I'm about to do this, and instead of doing that, I go ahead and pick this card. Where is it at? Okay, so I notice that these cards are the same. Instead of placing this here, I go ahead and place this there, and then take these and place it there. It'd be the same, except it take one less action. I got to think about it and see how it can make it easy. I don't know if failing is going to be this big thing. Anyway, I'm starting to yawn a lot, so I guess I'm going to have to stop. Tomorrow, hopefully, hopefully tonight I get a lot of sleep. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get to work on this quite a bit more. We'll see what happens. How do you turn this damn thing off? Oh, let me save it first before I figure out how to turn this damn thing off. Overwrite. Close that. How do you turn this damn thing off?